From yesterday. After Amber Lively was in Austin for the film festival, she went to Waco, Texas, which is about a 2-hour drive away, and checked in to Chip and Joanna Gaines' hotel, where Blake Hurd had drama with a fellow hotel guest. This woman alleges that the Cherokee Queen and her security were harassing her, and then that harassment continued online.
But the judge now has reacted. This was the protective order that Blake Lively wanted. I guess I should recap it, Kim, just so people know what we're talking about. Blake was requesting this protective order to protect the celebrities. Kim, back me up. When I was listening to that hearing, I know you did too, there were two things I noticed. It seemed like she was very nervous about medical records being revealed, and it seemed very evident that her lawyers were instructed to ensure that her celebrity relationships, third party, all that stuff was off the table, is what I felt. It felt almost like nervously so from her team of how much that clearly was the most important thing for them. Did you get that vibe as well?
Before jumping into the video, let's make a quick poll to see who has a stronger following. If you're Team Lively, dislike the video, and if you're Team Justin Baldoni, subscribe. The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has indeed become a cultural flashpoint, transcending the boundaries of a typical Hollywood dispute and morphing into a broader societal debate about power, accountability, and the role of media in shaping public perception. As the case continues to unfold, new developments and revelations have added layers of complexity, further entrenching the divide between supporters of both parties and raising critical questions about the intersection of law, media, and social movements like Me Too. Social media has played a pivotal role in amplifying the case, with both sides leveraging platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to sway public opinion. Baldoni's legal team has been particularly adept at using social media to release evidence that counters Lively's claims, such as behind-the-scenes footage and text messages. These releases are often accompanied by carefully crafted narratives designed to paint Lively as unreliable or vindictive. For instance, the footage of Lively and Baldoni dancing on set, which Baldoni's team claims shows a cordial relationship, has been widely circulated and dissected by commentators and fans alike. On the other hand, Lively's supporters have used social media to highlight what they see as systemic issues in Hollywood that enable harassment and abuse. They argue that Baldoni's attempts to discredit Lively are part of a broader pattern of silencing women who speak out. Hashtags #BelieveBlake and Justice for Blake have trended at various points, with users sharing personal stories of harassment and expressing solidarity with Lively. However, these efforts have been met with counter-campaigns, such as Stand with Justin, which frame the case as an example of false accusations undermining the credibility of genuine victims. The polarized nature of social media discourse has made it difficult for the public to discern fact from fiction. Both sides have been accused of cherry-picking evidence and manipulating narratives to suit their agendas. This has led to a situation where the case is less about the legal merits and more about which side can dominate the narrative in the court of public opinion. The case has also taken on a distinctly political dimension, with media outlets and commentators framing it through their ideological lenses. Right-wing media figures, including former Fox News host Megyn Kelly, have seized on the case as an example of what they see as the overreach of the #MeToo movement. Kelly and others have argued that Lively's allegations are part of a broader trend of women weaponizing accusations of harassment to gain leverage or settle personal scores. They point to cases like Amber Heard's allegations against Johnny Depp, which they claim were proven false in court, as evidence that the #MeToo movement has gone too far. Progressive voices, on the other hand, see the right-wing media's focus on the case as part of a deliberate strategy to undermine the Me Too movement and discourage women from coming forward with allegations of abuse. Taylor Lauren, a journalist known for her coverage of tech and culture, has been particularly vocal about this. In interviews and articles, Lauren has suggested that the right-wing media's embrace of Baldoni's side is part of a larger effort to discredit high-profile women who make allegations of harassment. She draws parallels to other high-profile cases, such as Amber Heard's allegations against Johnny Depp, where public opinion turned against the accuser, often fueled by conservative commentators. Lauren argues that these cases create a chilling effect, making it harder for women to come forward with their own stories of abuse. The media's role in shaping public opinion has been a contentious issue throughout the case. The New York Times, for instance, published an article detailing Lively's allegations, which Baldoni claims was part of the smear campaign against him. Baldoni's legal team has argued that the article was based on incomplete and misleading information, and they have filed a lawsuit against the New York Times for defamation. The newspaper has defended its reporting, arguing that it was based on credible sources and that it provided Baldoni with an opportunity to respond to the allegations. The legal battle over the New York Times article adds another layer of complexity to an already convoluted case. The case has now entered the discovery phase, with both siding over what evidence should be protected and what should be made public. Blake Lively sought a protective order to prevent the release of sensitive information, including medical records and private communications with third parties like Taylor Swift. The judge granted a narrow protective order, ruling that certain categories of information, such as medical records and security measures, should be kept confidential. However, the judge also made it clear that if the case goes to trial, much of the evidence could still come to light, even if it was initially protected during discovery. One of the most contentious issues in the case is the involvement of high-profile third parties. Communications between Lively and celebrities like Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman, and Bradley Cooper could be relevant to the lawsuit, particularly if they pertain to the allegations or the alleged smear campaign. The judge ruled that highly personal and intimate information about third parties should be protected unless it is directly relevant to the case. This means that while some communications may remain confidential, others could be introduced as evidence if they are deemed relevant to the claims being made. The discovery phase has also revealed new details about the alleged smear campaign. Baldoni's legal team has released text messages and other communications that they say prove Lively's allegations are false. These communications include exchanges between Lively and her publicist, as well as between Lively and other members of her team. Baldoni's team argues that these communications show that Lively was actively working to discredit Baldoni and that her allegations are part of a broader effort to damage his reputation. Lively's legal team, on the other hand, has argued that these communications are being taken out of context and that they do not disprove her allegations. They have also sought to introduce evidence of Baldoni's alleged behavior on set, including testimony from other cast and crew members who claim to have witnessed inappropriate behavior. This back and forth has made the discovery phase particularly contentious, with both sides accusing the other of withholding evidence and engaging in bad faith. The case has broader implications for the #MeToo movement and for how allegations of harassment are handled in the public eye. Taylor Loren and other advocates worry that the right-wing media's focus on the case could discourage women from coming forward with their own stories of abuse. They argue that the case is being used as a tool to discredit the #MeToo movement and to reinforce harmful stereotypes about women who make allegations of harassment. On the other hand, critics of the movement see the case as evidence of its potential for abuse, arguing that false or exaggerated allegations can ruin lives and careers. The case has also sparked a broader conversation about the dynamics of power in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. The case highlights the challenges faced by women who come forward with allegations of harassment, particularly when the accused is a powerful figure in the industry. Lively's allegations against Baldoni have brought attention to the ways in which power imbalances can enable abusive behavior and make it difficult for victims to seek justice. At the same time, the case has also raised questions about the potential for false or exaggerated allegations to be used as a weapon in personal or professional disputes. The entertainment industry has been grappling with these issues for years, but the Lively Baldoni case has brought them to the forefront once again. The case has prompted discussions about the need for better safeguards to protect both accusers and the accused, as well as the importance of due process in handling allegations of harassment. Some have called for the establishment of independent bodies to investigate such claims, while others have emphasized the need for greater transparency and accountability in the industry. As the legal battle drags on, both sides are under increasing pressure to settle. The case has already taken a toll on the reputations of both Lively and Baldoni, with public opinion divided and media coverage often sensationalized. Speculation suggests that a settlement is likely, with Baldoni potentially receiving a significant payout and a public apology. However, if the case goes to trial, it could reveal damaging information about both parties, further escalating the conflict and prolonging the legal drama. A settlement would allow both parties to avoid the risks and uncertainties of a trial, but it would also leave many questions unanswered. For Lively, a settlement could be seen as a victory, as it would allow her to move on from the case without having to endure the scrutiny of a trial. For Baldoni, a settlement could help to restore his reputation and allow him to focus on his career. However, a settlement would also mean that the broader issues raised by the case, such as the role of the media, the dynamics of power in Hollywood, and the future of the #Me Too movement, would remain unresolved. As the case continues to unfold, it will likely remain a focal point of debate and discussion, with both sides fighting not just for victory in court, but for control of the narrative. Whether the case ends in a settlement or goes to trial, its impact will be felt far beyond the courtroom, shaping conversations about power, accountability, and justice in the years to come. The Lively Baldoni case is a microcosm of the broader cultural and political tensions that have emerged in the wake of the #Me Too movement. It highlights the challenges of navigating allegations of harassment in a highly polarized and media-saturated environment, as well as the need for a more nuanced and balanced approach to addressing these issues. As the case continues to unfold, it will serve as a litmus test for the future of the #Me Too movement and for how society grapples with issues of power, accountability, and justice in the years to come.